friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Sam Biology Class. Today we will discuss about photosystems. But before that, will you please consider subscribing my YouTube channel? Your subscription and viewership are often a lot to me. Photosystems are multi-protein pigment complexes found in plants, algae and cyanobacteria. These complexes remain embedded in the thylakoid membranes of chloroplasts. There are two separate photosystems, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. Photosystem 1, also known as PS1, best absorbs light at a wavelength of 700 nanometer, which is the far red part of the spectrum. On the other hand, photosystem 2, known as PS2, absorb light maximum at a wavelength of 680 nanometer, which is the red-orange part of the spectrum. Both photosystems absorb light and work together in converting light energy into chemical energy in the form of ATP and NADPH by transferring electrons. First, let us know about photosystem 2. Photosystem 2 is the first protein pigment complex in the light reaction. It splits water molecule, releasing oxygen into the atmosphere and providing high energy electrons to the photosystem 1. Photosystem 2 consists of two main parts. Number 1, core complex, and number 2, light harvesting complex or LHC2. This figure illustrates the structure of the core complex of photosystem 2. Light harvesting complex has not been shown due to the lack of space. As already said, the photosystem remains embedded in the thylakoid membrane. This is the thylakoid membrane. The core complex contains over 20 proteins and more than 100 cofactors. The cofactors include different types of photosynthetic pigments like chlorophyll A, B, carotenoids and other components. The core complex of photosystem 2 consists of two main groups of proteins. First group of proteins include D1 and D2, which forms the base of this complex. D1 and D2 physically hold the reaction center and other components such as pheophytin, plastoquinone A and B that pass electron along. These are the two protein molecules. This is D1 and that is D2. The reaction center of PS2, known as P680, contains a pair of specialized molecules of chlorophyll A. It is the reaction center at which actual photochemical reaction takes place. Second group of proteins are core antenna proteins that include CP43 and CP47. These two proteins hold photosynthetic pigments, mainly chlorophyll A and carotenoids. This core antenna complex contains 36 to 39 molecules of chlorophyll A and 10 to 12 molecules of beta-carotene per monomer. Chlorophyll B is absent in the core antenna. In addition to this, CP43 and CP47 also remains attached to the oxygen evolving complex OEC. Oxygen evolving complex, which is a cluster consisting of 4 manganese, 1 calcium and 5 oxygen atoms. This OEC is responsible for photolysis of water into oxygen, electron and protons. OEC is not only a cluster but also relies on other proteins that stabilize it and help it function. Now photosystem 1 or PS1. Its primary function is to complete the light reaction of photosynthesis by energizing the electrons received from photosystem 2 to a higher energy level. These high energy electrons are ultimately used to reduce NADP plus into NADPH by the action of enzyme pyridoxine NADP plus oxidoreductase. Photosystem 1 contains more than 110 cofactors, which is significantly more than that of photosystem 2. Photosystem 1 is composed of two main parts. Number 1, the core complex, and number 2, light harvesting complex. The core complex contains 12 to 15 protein subunits. Out of different proteins, the largest are PSA and B, which forms a heterodimer. It serves as the heart of photosystem 1. These two proteins physically hold the core antenna pigments, the reaction center, and the initial electron carriers. The core complex of photosystem 1 contains about 110 to 130 total cofactor and pigment molecules. The pigment molecules present in the core complex includes 96 molecules of chlorophyll A, one reaction center, and 20 to 22 molecules of beta-carotenes. The core complex also contains 2 molecules of haloquinones and 3 iron sulfur clusters. On the stromal side of PSA and B, there are 3 proteins, PSC, D, and E, which act as the docking station for pyridoxine. 2 other proteins such as PSAF and PSAJ have docking plastocyanin on the lumen side. Plastocyanin, which is a copper-containing protein, receives electrons from cytochrome B6 complex. From plastocyanin, the electrons are transferred to the reaction center. Remaining proteins such as PSAG, H, I, L, N, and O are also associated with the core complex. All these proteins make the structure more stable and remain attached to the light harvesting complex. The second part of photosystem 1 is the light harvesting complex, LHC1. The light harvesting complex doesn't surround the entire core complex. Instead, it is arranged around the core in the form of a crescent or belt-shaped structure. The LHC1 is composed of 4 different proteins such as LHCA1, 2, 3, and 4. These proteins act as a scaffold for various photosynthetic pigments. In addition to this, the LHC1 also contains 52 molecules of chlorophyll A, 9 molecules of chlorophyll B, and 10 molecules of different types of carotenoids. The function of light harvesting complex is to absorb light of different wavelengths and transfer this energy to the core complex. In the core complex, the reaction center, when absorb this energy, gets excited. As a result, one of its electrons is boosted to a high energy level. This high energy electrons is received by monomeric chlorophyll A. From chlorophyll A, electrons are transferred to the NADP plus through two molecules of phyloquinones and iron sulfur clusters. So finally these electrons are used to reduce NADP plus into NADPH. The light harvesting complex remains attached to the core complex. The light harvesting complex is the outer satellite antenna. Consider the core complex as the solar power charging station and the light harvesting complex as solar panels which absorb light and funnel that energy into the core complex. So in this way, photosystem 2 and 1 work together to complete the light reaction of photosynthesis. So friends, this is all about photosystem 1 and 2. For more updates, subscribe my YouTube channel, Sam Biology Class.